Do you ever walk into the gym and think, do you know what, I haven't got a fucking clue where to start for fat loss? Because if so, you're not alone. So today, I'm going to show you a simple 30-minute gym session that you can do that's going to burn fat, change your shape, and get you feeling 5 times more confident for summer and beyond using just a set of dumbbells. So you don't have to queue for hours on machines anymore. And before you say, 30 minutes isn't enough, Clay, I'm never going to get results doing that. That's exactly why it works, because you don't need longer workouts. You need short, consistent workouts that you can actually fit into your very busy lifestyle. And to prove my point, I'm going to show you 4 women who have got results and dropped between 9 and 16 kilos of fat following workouts just like this one. Oh, and by the way, if you've never met before, my name's De-Netto and I'm an online fat loss coach that's helped over 200 women break free from the toxic fat diet cycle they were stuck in so they can eat pizza, drink wine, live their best lives whilst dropping fat and maintaining their results for the rest of their lives whilst having some fun along the way. Because let's be honest, if you can't have fun, what's the fucking point of living? So let's get into it. So first of all, let's start off with 10 minutes of cardio. Now, as you can see, I don't really have any cardio machines around me because of train delays earlier, which I'm not going to go into because it's really fucking boring. But let's just imagine that I'm walking 10 minutes on a treadmill. Again, you can be any cardio of choice. If you prefer the cross trainer, a rowing machine, a bike, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter. But the main thing here is to keep your heart rate between 110 and 130 beats per minute. If you're going above 130 beats per minute, you're working far too hard for your warm-up. What we're doing here is we're releasing more synovial fluid that is going around the joints and lubricating our muscles and joints, which means that we're more flexible, more nimble, and more ready to participate in exercise, which reduces our risk of injury massively. Now, this bit here, don't rush it. I always use this bit to have a couple of sips of water, which again, I haven't brought with me, whoops, and also to fuck around my Spotify playlist as well, because I don't know about you, but I'm always trying to search for random playlists because I have the same playlist since I was 16 years old. Then I'm 30 years old now, it's 14 years out of date. So first up, we're gonna go into one of my favorites, the goblet squat. Now it's working our quads, so front of our leg, back of our leg on our hamstrings and our glutes, as well as our core. So it's working multiple muscles at the same time. And what we wanna do is bend the knee slightly, push your bum back, down, 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. So it's nice and controlled as opposed to just slight drop in and then standing up far too quickly. Now we're gonna go for 4 sets of 12 reps here as well, okay? So going all the way through, down and up on that nice controlled pause, okay? Once you've got to 12, then you're gonna have a 45-second breather. During which time I'm gonna tell you about one of our clients, Fern, who dropped 16 kilos whilst exercising less and not more. 12 done, time to rest. So, before working with us, Fern used to think that if she increased her weight, she'd get super bulky, which by the way, increasing your weight will not get you bulky. It will just improve the intensity of the session, create progressive overload, and help us build muscle and change shape. We're not gonna get super bulky. But now look at her, as you can see, 16 kilos down, feeling the best she has since having her children, and she went from exercising 5 times a week down to 3 times a week. So if you're like Fern, scared of increasing your weight, please don't be. Unless you do steroids as a female, it's a very hard way, it's impossible, to get super bulky. But you will get toned, leaner, and feel 5 times more confident. Then, next up, we're going on to one of my other favorites. I mean, they're all my favorites too, as I love exercise. But dumbbell bent over row. Now, the main thing of this, right, is first of all, have the start of the weights, you know, feet distance apart, so you sort of hip distance apart, either side of your feet as well. Because if you've got them in front, I always find that what clients start to do is they start to lean too far forward. They don't use their legs at all and their back takes an absolute battering, which is not ideal if you want to live a normal functional life. So what you want to do, squat down nice and slow, chest forward, bring up the weights, stand nice and tall, okay? From there, slight dip in the knees, push your bum back, okay? Now when we push it back, right, we want to push bum back, chest forward, as opposed to just leaning forward, right? From there, once your chest is parallel of the floor, elbows in, you've got a nice neutral spinal line, okay? So from your head to your bum is a nice diagonal line. A bad example of this would be this. And you can see my shoulders are forward, back's got a horrible curve in it. So if that's happened to you, stand up again, bend the knees, reset, chest parallel floor, elbows in. Up to chest, and then down again. 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. Again, this time we're going for 3 sets of 12 because if we do 4 sets of everything, it's gonna get pretty boring pretty quickly, all right? Again, 12 reps. Once you've got to 12, I'm gonna take up my next client, who is Steph, who again, Steph is really awesome as well. Steph was someone who's actually really terrified of going to the gym in the first place. She used to get really bad gym anxiety. So we're gonna run through her in 1 rep's time. So 1 more, and then from there, rest. Again, 45 seconds. Now, Steph was someone who, before working with us, used to get quite anxious about going to the gym. In fact, she did a lot of home workouts. And she was making progress, but she was still going on holiday that same year, not feeling confident. She went on holiday, she didn't feel great, despite the fact she was smashing out home workouts 3-4 times a week, getting a lot of bike cardio in. Yeah, her body wasn't really changing. And the reason that Steph felt really overwhelmed with the gym, and you might feel the same, is that there's just so much fucking choice. You know, most gyms have at least 25, 30 different machines. People don't really understand what must need to work, how it's best to work to get the best results, and you can end up basically training for 3, 4, 5 hours on repeat, but feeling knackered, feeling deflated because nothing's changing. So what we did as well with Steph is, first of all, she's lost over 14 kilos, and by the way, looks freaking amazing. As you can see, we start off nice and simple. Once a week in the gym to begin with, just focus on 20 minutes cardio, just so she can feel comfortable in that environment, because the cardio machine, so usually in most gyms, placed in the corner out of the way. That way she could look around, see actually the gym wasn't such a scary place, no one intimidating was in there, and actually no one really gave a shit what she was doing. And then we built up her confidence, and then suddenly we went from, you know, just doing 20 minutes cardio once a week to then adding in a resistance-based machine or a dumbbell like this. And then slowly over time, we went from the first 4 weeks of doing 1 20-minute treadmill session a week to 3 resistance-based sessions for 45 minutes every single week without fail. And actually 45 minutes, most of them were 30 minutes. Right, rest is over. Time to go into the next exercise. Next, we've got my favorite, the dumbbell glute bridge. I'm going to say my favorite a lot, but this one actually is one of my favorites. The reason being is that it's quite easy to set up. There's no, you don't need anything other than some dumbbells and maybe a mat. I mean, I'm not fussed about mats, but if you want a mat, cool. So for me, what we're going to do, going to lean back, place the weight over our hips as well. If you're someone that's like hips can bruise easily, then I would recommend just placing the mat here below so it doesn't crush them, okay? Now from here, head back, feet in towards you as well. So we've got a nice, you know, from our knee to our heels, a nice straight line. And then from there, just lifting up nice and slow, 3 seconds up, 2 seconds down. So it's nice controls. Only a very, very small movement. So what you'll find here is you can get a little bit heavier. Now, bear in mind we're in a gym when we're doing this. We're gonna have a lot of weights available to us. So if you're starting off on like I am 10 kilos, we're probably going a little bit too light, coming up to at least 14 kilos. And then every week can we increase that weight again, not gonna get super bulky, okay? Now this one, because it's such a small movement, it's quite a nice one. We're gonna go for 3 sets of 20 to make sure we're really working our glutes as well as our core. Deep breath out, deep breath in. Now I'm not gonna make you watch me do 20 reps because let's be honest, life is far too short to watch a random bloke do 20 reps of a glute bridge. But what we are gonna do is pretend I've done 20 and we're gonna talk about our next person, Hannah, who lost over 9 kilos working with us. And Hannah's a really interesting one because before working with us, she used to go to the gym, but she was honestly terrified of, not terrified, not quite knowing what to do in the gym. So she used to be a class bunny. She used to do classes 4, 5 times a week, and she'd leave them every time feeling sweaty, broken. I wouldn't say deflated, but she was getting frustrated because no matter how many times she went and how consistent she was, her body wasn't changing. In fact, well, it was changing, but for the worse, not for the better. And she honestly was working her arse off. So she thought, well, hang on a minute, surely, you know, I should be getting the dream body that I want. Add on top of that, she also had a shoulder injury, which was getting worse. And it's because the classes weren't structure trained. They were just basically rep after rep, beat yourself to a pulp for 45 minutes to an hour on repeat, which of course is not going to get us stronger. It's going to increase our risk of injury because we get tired when we do it at poor form, and it's going to overstress our body. So we're going to go into overtraining mode, release more cortisol, retain more water, and just feel generally bloated and meh. But what we did with Hannah is we started off really simple. We took away her 5 days a week of classes, went on to 3 full body gym days a week with some shoulder mobility in there. Fast forward to now, she's lost over 9 kilos, smashing out Hyrox races left, right and center, Spartan races, Tough Mudders, and no more shoulder injury. And then you'll be glad to know it's the last exercise as well, because this is getting to be a good workout. So right now, we should be feeling a little bit tired. Muscles should be aching. We should feel like we've worked pretty much every muscle in our body, apart from a couple, which is going to be now our shoulders, chest, and triceps. Or as my clients refer to them a lot of the time, as their bingo wings, all right? So going into the dumbbell floor press. Now, again, the reason we're doing the floor press is because we can use benches in the gym, but they tend to be quite busy. And this is all about maximizing our time without queuing, because once we start queuing for stuff, it gets really boring, right? So from here, grab some dumbbells. Again, we're going to just lie back as well. Want to start with them, bring them in towards our chest. From there, turn your elbows out, elbows on the floor, okay? This is a great exercise as well. You can get a lot of power on this because your elbows will touch the floor every time. Now from there, nice and slowly, 2 seconds up, push up, okay? 2 seconds down, so we're controlling that movement. What you'll see a lot of people doing in the gym, I used to, all the time I used to work in the gym, is like doing this, all right? Now, if you're doing that, okay, there's literally no control and you might as well just punch yourself in the face. That's about as useful as it is for your body, okay? Obviously, don't punch anyone in the face. That would not be ideal. But elbows in, up from there, deep breath out, deep breath in. Now, I'm not going to breathe the entire time because that would be really freaking annoying. So here we're going for 3 sets of 12 reps with a 45-second rest in between. Now, what you're going to notice, your arms going to start to shake. That's absolutely fine. We're getting our stabilizer muscles used to working, and eventually they will stabilize the movement so that as we go heavier, we don't drop the weight on our face. But if they're shaking starting off, absolutely fine. You're working your chest, your shoulders, and your tricep here, okay? Now let's pretend I've done 12, because again, if I do all 12, it's gonna get really boring really quick. And brings into the last client we're gonna talk about is Ailish. Now, Ailish was someone who, before working with us, used to go to the gym, but again, was feeling like probably how you're feeling right now, like confused about what best to do, didn't really know whether she should be increasing her reps, her weights, didn't know what her rest time should be. And despite going to the gym twice a week consistently, she wasn't really getting the results she was after. She wanted to be toned, she wanted to be strong, and basically she didn't feel toned and she didn't feel strong, which got quite demotivating. So what we did, again, nice and simple, is we just gave her structured training like this. So 4 exercises, in and out in half an hour. Started off with a mixture of machines and dumbbells, then went on to dumbbells only as she found the machines in her gym were too busy, which was the inspiration behind this workout, to be honest with you. Fast forward to now, she's lost over 10 kilos. She's on not 1, but 2 photo shoots. And she increased her weights every single week. And as you can see, she's lean, strong and confident, not bulky. So there we have it, a nice, simple, breezy, no waiting around and fucking around the gym for hours, 30-minute dumbbell only workout that you can do 2 to 3 times a week to get the best results like you've just seen, alongside, of course, a sustainable calorie deficit. I am no way saying if you just do this workout you'll lose fat, but you will tone up, you will get stronger, and when you follow that times 10 your body weight in pounds deficit, you will get the dream body that you're after. If you'd like to see more videos from me, just like this, with other fat loss tips and tricks that are going to really help propel you on your journey, then just make sure to hit that subscribe button below. It really helps me grow the channel and reach more women just like you who are sick and tired of being stuck in that horrible, toxic, fad diet hamster wheel. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you on the next video.